Let me take one bite. All right, Jen. Hey everyone, it's Kenji. I'm going to be making what I call an origami egg sandwich. It's basically, it's an egg sandwich for one. If you only have one person for breakfast, or if you want to make a bunch of single sandwiches consecutively, this is one of my favorite ways to do it. I made this a number of years ago. I used to live in San Mateo, and on the 23rd Avenue area of San Mateo, there's a bar called the Swing and Door. They have karaoke Wednesday through Sunday, which meant I used to go to karaoke Wednesday through Sunday nights after the kids were asleep, or actually after at that time it was just the single kid was asleep. And I would come home after a few beers, and then sometimes I would make some quesadillas or egg sandwiches or whatever, and post videos about them. This was back when I used to drink, so I posted this video of I made this sandwich based on I'd been watching a bunch of I think Instagram shorts of these street vendors in India in Calcutta who are making anda toast, egg toast, and essentially the way that's done is you have like a big flat top. You make some toast on it, buttered toast. Then you break some eggs into it. You mix into the eggs onions, cilantro, chilies, some other flavorings, some spices, and then you fold the eggs around the toast, and it ends up this sort of like hybrid between between French toast and an egg sandwich, because the egg kind of absorbs into the bread a little bit. And I thought it looked really cool, and wondered what it would taste like with American egg sandwich, breakfast sandwich ingredients. And so that's what I did, and I made it, and it was delicious, and people seemed to enjoy watching it. So yeah, so I'm gonna make it again here. I at that time I kind of told myself, oh, I'll make this more regularly. And then I had another kid, and we moved to Seattle, and I forgot all of my, despite my best intentions, I forgot everything. So we're gonna reintroduce these egg sandwiches into my life, though, and hopefully into your lives. All right, so I got a couple eggs. I'm just doing some chives, some black pepper, and some salt. Some chefs will tell you not to mix salt into the raw eggs before you start cooking them if you're gonna make an omelet or scrambled eggs, because the salt will supposedly make them watery or runny or do something, or some chefs will tell you that it turns them gray. It'll do something terrible to them, but the reality is, and I've tested this a whole bunch to verify, the reality is that it actually improves the texture of your eggs when you add salt to them before you mix them up. What it does is the salt will dissolve some of the egg proteins in there, and so as the egg proteins sort of tangle together and tighten up while they're cooking, they tangle a little bit less and they tighten a little bit less. And so instead of squeezing out lots of moisture and becoming sort of drier, your eggs retain more moisture and stay more tender, which at least for me is what I want. I want my eggs to be moist and tender, not dry and tough. Not that they'll come out dry and tough the other way either. It's all relative. It'll be slightly drier and slightly tougher. But to be honest, no matter when you add the salt to your eggs, or if you salt them or not, it's just a matter of taste, and it's going to taste fine. All right, so what else do I got in here? I got an English muffin. You could use regular toast if you want, if it fits in your pan. You could use, I've got Canadian bacon. You could also use regular bacon or no meat. But I'm going basic Egg McMuffin ingredients here. Also going to grab a couple slices of American cheese. I get the deli sliced kind. I think it just has a little bit better flavor than like a Kraft single, something like that. Although I also often use just regular Kraft singles. American cheese because it melts better than other cheeses. And it is in fact a real cheese. I say that American cheese is cheese in the same way that sausage is meat. Where sausage, it's like you take actual big chunks of meat and you cut them up into little pieces, and you add a couple of ingredients, salt and some extra moisture, some extra fat, and some extra flavorings, and that's what you end up with as sausage. And American cheese is made the exact same way. You start out with real cheese, you cut it up into little pieces, you add some extra salt, emulsifying salts in this case, some flavorings, a little bit of extra fat, a little bit of extra liquid, and you wind up with something that melts better and holds its shape better and doesn't sort of degrade when it starts to melt. All right. Hot pan, a little bit more butter in there. I'm using a carbon steel pan. You can do this in non-stick if you'd like. I just didn't have a non-stick big enough for this. All right, eggs right in when it's hot. Sort of moderately high heat. You do want to hear the eggs kind of sizzle as soon as they go in to make sure that they are not going to stick. Okay, we're just going to make like a kind of thin omelet here. And what I'm going to do is take these slices of Canadian bacon, lay them down. I'm going to take a couple slices of cheese, lay those down. Okay. Then we're going to take our English muffin pieces and lay those down as well. Okay. So we got it all in one pan here. We're going to just let that egg very lightly set. I still like it to stay a little bit runny on this top side so that it stays nice and tender when we cook it, or when we flip it, which is the part that's coming up. Okay. If you're very brave, you can try and just flip it the pancake chef way, but I'm going to use a spatula here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Boop. That looks good. All right. Just sit on that side just for 1 second to set that raw egg slightly, and then we're going to fold over here. We're going to fold over here, and then finally we're going to fold like this. Oof. This is a sloppy one. I got a slopper. Are you familiar with sloppers? There's a style of hamburger from Pueblo, Colorado called the slopper, called the Pueblo slopper, which sounds like I don't know, it sounds like a sex act. But Pueblo slopper is a hamburger, a cheeseburger that's served in a bowl with a pot where you pour green chili over the top of it, and it gets real sloppy. So I guess this is not technically a slopper, but I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, all done. Fast and easy. What do you think? I think it's a fun way to make a sandwich. It's both it's delicious and it's challenging. It gets your mathematical brain thinking a little bit as you sort of consider the folds. Yeah, there you go. It's an origami egg sandwich based on the egg toast that you'll find in the streets of Calcutta. Not that I've ever been to Calcutta, but I've seen it enough on the internet that I feel like I've been there. I should try and taste this, right? Let's cut this in half and see what we got. I feel like when I cut it in half, it's going to get even sloppier, but that's okay. There we go. Actually, not too sloppy at all on the inside. Looks like a nice folded omelet. Chen, do you want some, doggy? Yeah, sure does. Let me take a bite here. Yeah. You like to eat them. You like your breakfast sandwiches without exception. Here we go. You get a little bite of egg for being patient. Someone's going to comment that these little bits of chives are going to kill him, and I appreciate your concern, but he's just fine. Ready? Oh. This guy too. All right. Guys, gals, non-binary pals, four-legged friends, origami egg sandwiches inspired by Indian street sandwiches, and I'll see you next time.